Hey guys, so tonight I'm super excited. Today I got another Sephora package, surprise, and I grabbed just a few more things, I saw that the Melt Cosmetics 420 palette was on the Sephora site, so I did grab this. And I have a couple other Melt Cosmetics palettes we're going to kind of look at with it. But this is what this one looks like. So I did grab this. I also grabbed the Nars Tinted Eye Primer. I've heard like amazing things about this recently, so I really wanted to try this out. I also grabbed this adorable little mini of the new Tarte, I think it's like the Hydra Sealer. So the new concealer from Tarte. I got this in the shade, oh geez, this is tiny, 14 in Fair Light Neutral. Might be a little bit light, but I don't have too much sunless tanner on, so it should be just fine. So I have just a few things here that I want to try out for the first time. And then I also decided to kind of like shop my stash for the rest of my products. So for foundation today, we're going to use the Pretty Vulgar Volcano, what is this? Cool AF something something. I don't know, Tarte had this in one of her like yearly favorites. We're also going to be using the Smashbox Halo Hydrating Perfecting Powder. I finally grabbed a full-size Tarte Breezy cream concealer because I've been going so ham on my little mini. We're going to try out the Patrick Ta brow stuff again. I have the Ilia bronzer. We're also going to use the Velour Lashes Lash and Go liner again. So I just have like a bunch of super random stuff that I'm really excited to play with. So I kind of just want to go ahead and jump in. So I haven't used Melt Cosmetics eyeshadow very much. I have the 420 palette, 27 palette, which I got during the VIB sale. And I actually got this because the 420 palette was not in stock there then. And this is just like a really pretty, blinding myself, like neutral color palette. And then I also have the Smoke Sessions palette, which is the first palette that I got. The only thing about this palette is that there are basically 2 mattes and then 6 shimmers. So it's really hard for me, at least, to create like a really nice look with this, because if you really look at it, you kind of just have like the 2 sides, and I don't particularly think they go together very well. I think you have like one eye look over here and one eye look over here. But for me, I need kind of like a transition color, just, a couple, like maybe 2 more matte shades and then the shimmers. So that just kind of prevented me from using this very much. And then honestly, I've just gotten a lot of other eyeshadow palettes during the VIB sale, so I haven't played with this much either. I have done just like super simple natural look with it, and it turned out pretty well. This palette I like a lot more because it has this shimmer, and then everything else is totally matte. And basically the 420 palette is like that. It only has one shimmer shade, which is this one, and then all of the rest of these shades are totally matte. So I really got this to kind of mix together with the Smoke Sessions palette. I figured that could make a few cool looks, but today I think we are just going to stick with this one. But I have swatched these. I'm not going to swatch them all. I know this isn't like a super new palette, and so many people have done looks with it already. I'm sure y'all have seen the swatches, but when I was swatching the shimmer shade, it's not giving me too much payoff. Like, it looks pretty on my finger, but then when I really go to kind of swipe it, it actually looks better now than it did, but it feels a little bit like hard pan to me. So if anything, we might grab a shimmer from another palette. But anyways, let's just go ahead and get into it. I was saying that because I'm gonna do my eyes first, which basically it never happens. So let's just go ahead and get into it. I'm going to use my Nars Tinted Smudge Proof eyeshadow base, and I got this in the shade Light. So I'm just going to prime my eye with this. And I would choose to speak while I have this on my eye like this. Since it is the 420 palette, I have my Jeffree Star 420 merch and my Jeffree Star 420 mirror. So I'm, keeping with the theme. I feel like this eyeshadow base actually has really good coverage. It reminds me a lot of the MAC Paint Pot, kind of like just the feel to it. You can definitely see a huge difference between the eye with it on and the eye without it. I'm going to throw just a little bit of my Kaja brow gel in, just so I can kind of like see what my eye looks like, because I feel like without anything in my brows, it's just really hard for me to see how anything is going to look. Alright, now that I have just a little bit of color in one of my brows, it really doesn't look like much on camera because it really washes it out, but I can get a little feel for it. So we are going to go into the Milk Cosmetics 420 palette, and I still don't know exactly what I want to do. I think we're going to go in with this faded shade first. It is not the lightest green. I kind of want to put that in my inner corner. So we're going to go in with this one first. And I think I'm just going to kind of put that right in my crease and see what happens. So I do usually set my eyeshadow bases, but I've been watching Allie Glines a lot, and she uses this eyeshadow base quite a bit, and she does not set it. So we are trying it not set today, and this is blending out really well so far. Yeah, this is very pigmented. I'm gonna layer it up just a bit because I do want it to be a pretty like green eye look. I don't think I've ever played around with green on my channel, and I have only played around with it a couple of times off camera. So this will definitely be a different eye look for me, but hopefully y'all enjoy it because I'm not sure how I'm feeling about the green. I feel like with blue eyes, I'm not quite sure, but this could also be super pretty, and every look I've seen with this palette has just been like so grungy and super, super pretty to me. So I'm excited to be playing with it. I think next we're just going to go into the next shade over, which is this Chronic shade right here, and I'm going to put that in my crease as well. I'm going to use this kind of smaller buffer brush for now. I'm not going to take that quite as high, but I'm thinking I'm going to do a halo kind of look, so I'm just going to run it all through my crease. Also going to bring it onto my outer corner and then into my inner corner, but I'm just working with a very small amount of product at a time because I don't want this to get too deep too quick. I feel like I can still see my veins just a little bit like popping through the eyeshadow primer. So next time, if I was using this one, I would probably do my face and then my eyes, so I had some foundation concealer on as well. But it does blend out really nicely on top of it, so I'm definitely not like mad at it. I just need a little more coverage because my eyelids are so discolored. Alright, I'm going to go back in with the bigger blender brush and into that first shade again, just to bring a little more of that color in and blend this out a bit more. I don't know. Y'all are going to have to tell me what you think about the green because I am just not sure. But, you know, even if I don't play around with the greens, honestly, that's like 3 of these colors, like this little section, I can still play around with all of these. I just know I've never played around with green, definitely on my channel, so I wanted to experiment a little bit. Now I'm going to take my new favorite brush. This is the Sephora Precision Crease Brush. It's just such a good size, and I'm going to go into Roll It, which is this super deep and dark shade. And just taking a tiny bit of that and putting that right in my crease as well. I'm trying to keep this like relatively deep in my crease so I don't go over all of the green with it. And I'm also going to take just a little dab on my inner and outer corner to deepen that up just a bit. It looks a little bit crazy right now. Alright, so that is what that is looking like. Again, I'm going to go in with the biggest brush. I'm not going to add any more product. I'm just going to kind of blend a little bit. Alright, now for the center of my lid, I kind of want to take this yellow shade here and put that right on the center and then top it with this gold. So I'm going to take just a little Morphe brush. This was in one of their sets, so it does not have a number on it, but I'm going to go into this yellow shade called Wax and put this right on the center of my lid. Alright, I feel like I wasn't really like precise enough when I was doing the blend. Like I wasn't really trying to be, but I might put a little bit of the eyeshadow primer down and then try this yellow on top of it again. I'm going to put a little bit of this on the back of my hand, and then I think I'm just going to take this same little brush and load it up and then put this right in the center. Since I do have hooded eyes, I am bringing it up just past my crease so you can still see it once I open my eyes. Now that I have that laid down, I definitely need to blend some, but I'm going to wipe off this brush, and then I'm going to go into the metallic shade Shatter, and I'm going to really load my brush up, and then I think I'm going to wet it since it was a little iffy when I was swatching it. So I have like a buttload of it on here. Where's my spray? Alright, I got that nice and damp, and now I'm going to try to press that on. I'm just not getting much of the gold. Yeah. And I'm like really digging in there. Okay. We are going to go in with the Hourglass Shattered Light Glitter Eyeshadow in Ray and just put this right on the middle instead because I love this shade. So I'm just going to go into this with this same brush, and this picked up so much better. It's not going to be that really pretty gold that I wanted, but it will give a nice shimmer to the middle. Alright, so now I'm going to take just a tiny little brush and go into the kind of like mid-toned green called Chronic and just try to blend this in a little bit. Okay, I feel like once we have like liner and lashes on, that will look just fine, and it is a really pretty look. I'm just really disappointed in this shimmer. So that kind of sucks, but still super, super pretty and very fun. So now I want to take this yellow shade on my inner corner and see what that's going to look like. I'll probably have to touch it up since I am going to do like my foundation and everything, but I just kind of want to see what it'll look like. So I'm going to take the wax shade here and put that right on my inner corner. Ooh, that's pretty cool. I think I like that. I don't know, it's definitely different for me. So I'm going to run and do the same thing on this eye really quick, and I will be right back. Okay, so I just finished this eye real quick. I think we're definitely going to need to touch them up a little bit. Definitely the inner corner, maybe a little more sparkle, but for now we're going to move on to the face so I don't make an hour-long video again. So we're going to go in with my Supergoop matte sunscreen. I am absolutely obsessed with this now, and I basically just wear it all the time. So I want to see what this Pretty Vulgar foundation looks like on top of it. I really like concentrate it on my T-zone and then just kind of like spread it around from there. Okay, so now for the Pretty Vulgar foundation. I got this basically in like the middle of winter. It is the shade is Cool AF, the shade, or 12 plus no filter. I don't know what the shade is, but I'm guessing it's going to be a little bit light right now, but we're going to make it work. I'm just going to take a pump and a half. I don't remember like how full coverage this is. Oh shit, I didn't wet my beauty blender. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and our blender is now wet. So I'm going to dab this around my face. Oh yeah, that's gonna be real light. This feels pretty full coverage. I'm not sure why I didn't think that it was, but yeah, this is definitely a pretty full coverage. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to be like 100% honest. I do not remember this foundation at all. It is definitely too light for me right now, which whatever. But it's also looking very, very matte. I'm not sure if that's just because I have the matte sunscreen on or what, but yeah, very, very matte and very, very white. So now we are going to go in with the new Tarte Hydra Sealer. I think this is so stinking cute. It was like 10 bucks on Sephora and I've been wanting to try it. So why not get a little cute sample like this? I don't think we're going to be like brightening up our under eyes today since the foundation is so pale. I don't really like this doe foot. It's really hard and it doesn't pick up very much product. And the more I look at this foundation, the more I don't really like it that much. But we'll see if it kind of like melts into the skin a little bit. Okay, and we're going to set with our La Mercier Pressed Under Eye Setting Powder. For a hydrating concealer, I feel like it looks pretty dry, and I really didn't like focus any of my primer slash sunscreen under my eyes, and even when I do, that doesn't happen with other concealers. So it definitely could just be the foundation underneath. I will like for sure play with this more than just this once, but I don't see like any kind of radiant finish to it. It just looks pretty matte to me. I think this Laura Mercier powder gives you a little bit of radiance to your under eyes. Alright, and then now before I set the rest of my face, I'm going to go in with the Tarte Cream Breezy bronzer, whatever. I'm going to grab the Fenty face shading brush, whatever. It's the 125, and usually I just use this on the back of my sponge, and I will still probably kind of blend it in with that. But this foundation is looking so matte, I really don't want to disrupt it. This usually blends in so effortlessly, like it literally takes nothing to blend it in, and it is not blending super great on top of this foundation. It's okay. Okay, so if things look a little bit wonky, it's because Parker woke up. I don't know if you could hear him come upstairs, and he had woken up. He's getting some molars in right now, so he's not sleeping super great, which means I'm not sleeping at all. And since I film in the middle of the night, that is what happens. So he needed to get back to sleep. I laid down with him. I passed out. It's about 2 hours later. No big deal. So I'm not sure if I even like blended my bronzer. I don't think I did very well. I'm not gonna lie. But usually this Tarte bronzer blends out basically like just by putting it on. So I think it is the foundation just kind of making it stick a little bit, but it's all good. So now let's go ahead and set my face. Kind of wish I'd gotten this part done before he came up, but you know, you really can't plan those kind of things. So I'm going in with my Smashbox Halo Hydrating Perfecting Powder. I really loved this for a little while and I kind of just like forgot about it, but I love that it has like this little thing that you just like shave off as much powder as like you need. So I don't know, some people say it's like super messy, but it's really not if you only like grind out what you need, which I know is like easier said than done because you don't really know how much you need until you are using it. But if you just do it like a little bit at a time, it really like, I don't know, it's almost like a loose powder and a pressed powder in one, and I really enjoyed it. So let's see what I think about it now. This looks so nice. Wow, that looks really pretty on my skin right now. Okay, cool. So I'm trying to decide what to do next. We need to finish up the eyes. I want to put a little more on my face. Maybe we should go ahead and just finish up the eyes real quick, and then we will finish the face off and be all done. So I'm going to go, how am I going to do this? I guess we'll do my lower lash line first. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I know that is such a surprise to all of y'all. I think I'm just going to go in with this kind of dark green shade here. I'm going to mix Faded and Chronic. Those were the two shades I mostly used in my crease, and I'm just going to run those right along my lower lash line. Alright, and now that we have that down, I'm going to go in with, okay, today I'm going to do the Velour Lash and Go, but I think I'm going to just go in with a normal liner first. I'm just going to go in with my House Labs black liquid liner first, give myself a wing, and then do some mascara, and then I will put just a little bit of that Lash and Go on and kind of see how that goes. I've just like been wanting to play around with that more because my lashes did go on so easy the one time that I did use it. Alright, so I just lined this, did like a medium-sized wing, I guess. And then we are going to throw on a coat of mascara. I have my L'Oreal Bambi Eyes here. Okay, now that we have a little bit of mascara on, I'm going to get my tweezers and my lashes ready. I also have my Velour Lash and Go. I'm going to get the eyelash off so I can work quickly, and these are just like Ardell Demi Wispies. Okay, now that we have everything ready, I'm going to go in with just a little bit of the Velour liner and just kind of go over right where I put down my liquid liner. Now that that is applied, I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's super shiny when it is wet, and then once it dries down it gets nice and matte. So I'm going to try to plop this baby on. I feel like that goes on so smooth, and I really just feel like it, you know, you can't see any of that glue crap when you use this, which I love. So I am really enjoying this right now. Yeah, I think that really helps pull the whole eye look together. I think a little bit of mascara on the bottom lash line and it will look, you know, not the best, but it'll be a different look for me. So I think I'm going to give my brows a little more color because they just look super washed out. I'm going to finish this eye up and then I will be back to finish off the face. I just finished up my eyes and threw just a little bit of my ABH brow powder in soft brown through my brows. I just felt like it needed a little more color. So now I'm going to go in with the Patrick Ta eyebrow wax that I can never get open. That's the one thing about this that is so freaking annoying. I'm going to wet this and then take my spoolie and get it in there real good. You literally, I've read some reviews and people are like, I don't get any product. Like, I don't understand what this is about, blah, blah, blah. And they don't wet it. You have to wet this. It's just like soap brows. You're not going to get any of the product on your brush unless you wet it. So, I don't know if anyone has struggled with that, but once you wet it, you can definitely like pick up some product. And it works really well. It definitely works just as well as my soap brows, and I think I want to say it's around the same price. I still really need to get my eyebrows waxed. I actually got to go and get my nails done yesterday maybe, but I did not have time to like get my eyebrows and everything else, so I still need to get them done. But I don't know, I just love the kind of like feathery, fluffy effect that this gives, and it's definitely not a look for everybody, but I feel like with this eye look, you need kind of a bolder brow than I usually do, so I'm feeling this right now. So let's finish off my face. I also just tried out this Milk Makeup Longwear Gel Liner in Bay. I have no idea what color this is. It's the nude shade. It's just like a nude gel liner, but I've heard these stay on your waterline really well, and it's super cool. The other end comes out and you have a sharpener, and you also have a little smudger that comes with it. So I thought that was cute, and I love Milk Makeup, so I wanted to try some more of their stuff out. Speaking of Milk Makeup, let me throw some more stuff on my face while I say this. First off, I'm going to go in with my Ilia bronzer in the shade Drawn In. It's just a really nice, it's kind of a light bronzer for me, and it just gives you such a nice warmth, I guess, to your face. But I was going to say, speaking of Milk makeup, I also have a full face of Milk makeup I can do. I just did the Charlotte Tilbury one. I was looking through some more stuff. I have basically had like a full face of Tarte, a full face of Too Faced, a full face of Hourglass. Oh god, what else? Full face of Benefit. A full face of Fenty and Marc Jacobs. Not quite a full face of Tom Ford, we're almost there. But yeah, I have quite a few products for full face kind of stuff. So if y'all want to see any of those, definitely let me know. The Charlotte Tilbury one was really, really fun to film. So I would love to do another one. And then since y'all know I cannot get enough highlighter, we're going to go in with the Fenty Private Island bronzer and just warm my face up a little bit more. I know my bronzer blending looks a little messed up right now, especially like right here and on my forehead, but that Tarte bronzer, the cream bronzer, I didn't blend it out very well, and then I got Parker back to sleep and I fell asleep too, so it had like 2 hours to kind of set. So I'm trying here, but it's probably not going to be the best blending job overall, which is okay because you know what, I'm just gonna wash this off and go to bed after, so I'm not too worried. The more I look at this eye look, the more I actually really like it. So I figured since we were using the 420 palette, we will go in with Melt blush and highlighter. For the blush, I have Honey Thief. It's a really pretty kind of nudie, peachy kind of color. And I think I've actually only used this once or twice too. Ooh, it is more pigmented than I thought it was. It's really pretty though. I love this color. I like that a lot. And I also want to do more like shopping my stash videos. So I mentioned before if y'all would want to, or I guess I asked before if y'all would want to see like a makeup collection kind of video, and it is nowhere near what all of like the crazy beauty gurus have, but the only reason I would even do it is so I can show y'all what I have, and then y'all can kind of tell me what all you want to see. So I think I am going to put that together. A couple of y'all said that you would not mind seeing it, so I'm going to work on that. The bronzer video will be up, the cream bronzer video will be up this week. The powder video will be up next week, but those I'm super excited about. I don't know if there's anything else I'm like actually working on, but yeah, I don't know. I'm excited about a few videos that are coming. So my face is looking really matte right now. So I'm going to go in with my Hourglass Veil Soft Focus Setting Spray. I usually save that for the end, but I just feel like my face needed some moisture right now. Alright, so now for my inner corners, I know I wanted to kind of touch these up. I'm going to grab just a little bitty brush, and I'm going to go into this shade here and pop that in the corner first. I feel like this is such just like a fun pop of color, and I never really do this sort of thing. Ooh, I like it. I think that's really fun. But I also have this Kat Von D, the Alchemist Holographic Palette. I've used this a lot recently. And there's this green emerald shade right here. And I kind of want to pop that on top just to see if that gives kind of like a holographic green shift to it. Which could, ooh. Ooh, that is so cool. Okay. I like that a lot. Oh my god, I hope y'all can see this on camera. That just like, just made it pop. That looks so neat. Okay, so now let's go in with the highlighter from Melt. This is the Star Glazer, and it's super pretty. I've also only worn this like once, which is absolutely insane. It's a really pretty like rosy gold color, and it's a really expensive highlighter too. Like I remember getting up to the cash register and just being like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll pay for that. It was like $36 or something. I don't know. That's just a lot for like a single pan highlighter to me. But it is very pretty. feel like it definitely like emphasizes any kind of texture that you have, and I try to kind of stay away from that in a highlighter, but it is very pretty and has a very nice reflect to it. Lastly, is that what I just said? Alright, last we're going to do my lips, and I'm going to show you my new favorite lip combination. First up, we have the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in Walnut, whatever walnut. I'm going to line my lips with this. This is also a really great shade to overline your lips with. I found that like it just looks really natural. I'm kind of digging the whole inner corner crazy color thing. But then I'm going to go in with this Nars lipstick in Toledo. I don't know. It's just a gorgeous like nude color. I think I got this in a Sephora play box. So I don't even know if I would actually call this a nude. It's kind of like a Your Lips but better. I don't even know if it goes with this eye. I don't really care because it has just been my favorite recently. But I think I do want to add just like a little bit of shimmer on top. Maybe, I don't know. I'm really not feeling it with this eye look now. Alright, we're going to switch this over to MAC. What is this one? Velvet Teddy. I think this might be a little better with the whole eye look. Alright, I honestly feel like these are pretty similar, but this is just a little bit more nude and not quite as loud, since I definitely want my eyes to do the talking today. And then last but not least, we're going to find some gloss. I have my little mini Sephora gloss here, which I actually really like. So let's top this. I just put that right in the centers, and I think that gives it a nice little kiss of shininess. What am I talking? It is so late at night right now. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But that's okay. The more I look at this eye look, did I already say this? The more I look at it, the more I like it. Alright, I'm going to take my hair out of the clips and we can see what this really looks like. Alright, let's not judge the hair too harshly. We're definitely gonna be washing it tomorrow. But I had a really good time playing around with all of these kind of newer products, and I'm really happy with how the eye look came out. I think it's kind of a more like grungy look that I'm used to doing, but I'm kind of feeling it. And everything on the skin looks pretty good. I need to play around with that foundation more. It's definitely matte, which could be really good for me for the summer because I do get very oily. It might be good to mix in with like tinted moisturizers, that kind of thing. I think I just need to play around with it a little bit, and I definitely need to play around with the concealer a bit more. I will definitely be doing more looks with the eyeshadow palette. I don't know, I had a lot of fun with all of this stuff, and I was just like excited to film this tonight, which was a very good feeling since I have not been feeling so awesome lately. But if you have made it this far, I don't even know how long this video is going to be, so you are like the real one, and I appreciate it so much. I hope y'all are having a great day, night, evening, weekend, whatever it is, wherever you are, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.